options for
Yes.
blogs that they have spread misinformation about her. Yet when they quoted what they believe I did, you know what they said? Oh,
What
well,
they say?
you tweeted out that Tory's DNA wasn't found on a gun like a few months ago. What that got to do with Meg?
Exactly.
I'm talking about what's going on with Tory in Tory's case. So again, I see what this is. I would definitely caution, and I put caution to the wind when it comes to Meg and Rock Nation. If y'all thinking about filing a lawsuit, you should probably think first with Kelsey. Kelsey is the person who basically has torpedoed the case for y'all. You should possibly look at look at the woman in the mirror, because
Please.
if you stayed consistent and maybe your information wasn't misinformation at times,
Okay,
you'd probably be a little bit closer to getting a conviction. Still, like, I'm not trying to send bad vibes to her, but I am really shocked at, ever since this happened, and yes, I do believe she got hurt, but ever since this happened, every public instance that she's decided to open up her mouth and say something or accuse someone, or any of the moves she's made, it's only made it worse. And I really have to wonder who the heck is making these moves and calling the shots. Meg, again, like, I know she wants to be seen as the victim, but also this is the thing I caution any entertainer. You can't control the narrative. You can't control the internet. No one man can do it either. Neither can I.
Right.
People have seen a bunch of information from different outlets that make it up their mind. You get what I mean? I've seen two different people today who were not involved in the case. They were asked for their opinion on how it was thought, how they thought it was going to go. Honestly, I would have said both of them would have been leaning towards Meg in the beginning. They both said Tory. You know what I mean? And if this case is coming down to what we now know it is, I think we all deserve an apology, because when we
do
any doubt, it was like, yo, you guys are, like, first of all, what's so crazy? They called you misogynistic. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. They, in the article, it says, yeah, like, you're leaning into misogyny. And I'm like, again, unfortunately, this is so polarizing. You can't just point out facts on both sides. And here's the funny thing. I know I would, and I won't speak for you, but I'm pretty sure you would. If this case went down and we found out some really shocking stuff, and there was mountains of evidence that was consistent and that was in line with the idea that Tory did it and that he was guilty, we would probably just have to say, damn, I guess he did do it. But that's not what happened.
Let me tell you something. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And babe, I would have absolutely said that. Tory ain't got no goddamn spell on me. If I felt like the nigga was lying or the nigga was out of line or whatever, bitch, I'll tell you. I don't.
Yeah. So, again, I think that's a really idiotic move. But didn't I said this, and I'm not sure if I said it to you or I said it to Mo from Lawyer for Workers. I said, listen, I know Meg at this moment has to be huddled with her team, plotting. What are you going to do when that verdict comes down tomorrow night or Friday morning? You now are going to listen. And by the way, this is the thing that, Meg has to realize. You can't control the internet. Some people, whether you were lying or not, quote unquote, they're going to look at you and say you're a liar. You're going to have to deal with that. And I'm going to do either a statement. You're going to see some powerful people try to speak out on her behalf, but she's going to go crisis mode. If this is the beginning of crisis mode to attack mostly Black independent blogs, this just shows her decision making over time has gotten no better, and possibly that's what.
Exactly, because that is the stupidest shit you could do.
Yeah. No, I agree. I thought
that was the dumbest shit she could do. Throughout the duration of everything, I feel like she's been handling it poorly, her and her team.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that's this. You want to come for all these different outlets? Okay. And it will go nowhere. For anybody sitting up, who did get hard, thinking that shit gonna go somewhere, that shit will go nowhere. The fuck? I don't give a fuck what I tweet. Bitch, excuse me. Misinformation or bitch, I ain't never said who the fuck. Y'all sound stupid. It's desperation, nigga. Then everybody gonna have to stop tweeting. What's the difference?
Yeah. And by the way, for anyone watching on my Twitch or my YouTube, I did mute my mic, so that should be good. Okay, calm down. But anyway, so here where we're at now, right? We're about to watch potential fallout. By the way, ain't it interesting? The two bodyguards missing in action the whole time.
Pop up today.
Up a day too late and an hour too late.
They was trying to get them notes, and they came up in there about 3 different times passing notes to Kathy's house. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then she left out the courtroom, came back, and then when we got done, somebody who had been in the hallway was like, yeah, they found Justin. And Jody Little was like, yeah, I need to talk to her right now. He needs to go in there. Bitch, please.
Was that before Tory's team declined on bringing Jaquan, or after?
After.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen such desperation. I mean, Kathy ashamed of herself. She's supposed to represent the people of California, and she's supposed to represent the people of LA County, and she made them look unprepared. She made them look biased. It looked like it was a witch hunt. And you could tell some of these underhanded tactics that she probably was unsure about.
Mm-hmm.
Without saying too much, you could kind of see them things trying to come to light. But, I mean, all in all, I feel like she understands this is going to be an easy sweep. Yeah. And I believe she's only hoping for a potential 1 count to be found guilty. So a 1 and 2, there's 3 counts. I think it'll be a 3-0. But I believe for her, if she gets 1 count, she would be extremely happy, because even her closing statement seems like it wasn't. If you are gonna say that, if y'all believe Meg,
right, that's the worst thing you could have said. I sat up there and said, "Bitch, I know you fucking lying. This is what you asked the people." Hell no.
Yeah, a horrible case, a weak case, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When it's said and done, I think that, I think Tory just knew something that we didn't know, because when he tweeted that seemed super confident, and then watching how the prosecutor fell apart, I don't know. It's interesting.
It's very interesting.
I'm wondering if any so potentially a verdict could come down tomorrow, right? I'm wondering who's gonna.
Yeah. When we come back tomorrow, defense will finish their closing statements. Prosecution has an opportunity for a rebuttal. They'll go over a couple of more jury instructions, and they can go ahead. So we should be done with all that before lunch, as far as I'm concerned.
I wonder if any other mysterious figures might show up in court.
Okay.
I think tomorrow's gonna play out very interestingly.
Me too.
Very.
And I'm ready to see. And I'm gonna tell you something. When the prosecution was doing their closing statements, one woman was falling asleep. The people were looking, and following him, but they were just sitting there. When George got up there, those people were engaged. I saw a juror saying, nodding his head, like in agreement. Shit, I say, there we go. Huh. All you need is 1. But it looked like a few of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the mere fact that, put it like this, the mere fact that Tory declined to call Jaquan.
Yeah.
And I think that could have been a knife in the heart. But honestly, when, in the 48 laws of power, it tells you, you got to know when you win, or when you won, and don't push too much.
Exactly.
Because you have a desperate opponent who might try anything. So, I think that was a good decision for him not to testify, and also not to also put Jaquan on the stand. Yo, I'll definitely say this. Could you imagine what the fuck they would have tried to bring up if Tory took the stand?
I can
They made him seem like Jeffrey Dahmer.
I can only imagine they would have brought up some of the things they listed, you know, these accusations that were never proven. August Alsina, Prince with his kidnapping ass, lyrics, tweets, you know, they just would have threw everything at him to make him look like a bad person. I am so elated that he did not get on that stand.
Hey, the moment I heard they said, well, you know, we're gonna talk about his gun tattoo. I'm like, oh, word, that's what y'all got.
Okay, like, are you fucking serious?
The gun tattoo, okay.
Right, the fuck? Desperate shit. Desperate times call for desperate measures, because I know you fucking lying.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I gotta give this lawyer that Tory got some credit.
Yes.
With all due respect to Sean Holly, I don't think she had the dog in her. You know what I mean? You need somebody. You need somebody who had the dog in him. And I think George knew when to kind of chill out.
He
did.
I
think he
turned
his up.
He did, and not in a way that was aggressive towards anybody else. I feel like when it came to the witnesses, he did it to make a point. Oh, you don't remember? You know, it was like a, you know, y'all catching this type shit. He's just very aware, and he's been doing an amazing job. Those two sitting up there, oh yeah, they worked every fucking penny.
Yeah. Now I seen how Tory walked out of the courthouse, man. Tory's been walking out with the biggest smile possible.
He should. I mean, you sit up there all day listening to this bullshit, and I think you sit up there feeling like I can never speak for him. But child, why the hell would I go to jail for this?
Why did TMZ, who hasn't reported in real time about anything, they definitely chose to report that Tory was in there sleeping? The instructions. I haven't seen them report about anything in real time about this particular case, but they chose to bring that up.
Can we be fair? I will be honest. Tory was falling asleep. But I was too, and the judge looked like he was too. Prosecution was boring.
Damn. Who was it? The bot nigga or Kathy?
The juror was falling asleep. Everybody was falling asleep. It was not just him. And he woke back up. The fuck?
Damn. The prosecutor giving a lullaby over there, man.
Okay. Shit. I was over the phone. I had to change positions.
Wait, hey, why y'all keep saying the streams are echoing? Hold on.
Falling asleep. Everybody was falling asleep.
No, it's not. Oh no, we should be fine. Oh yeah, but yeah, no. So wait. Did it see? I'm wondering how it goes when like he didn't finish his closing statements. Does he kind of run it back a little bit tomorrow? Because you know the closing statements is like a pitch. It's like a sales pitch.
Right.
You know?
I hope that he does. And I was kind of glad, actually, that they paused it. At first, I was like, no, let him finish because he was on a roll. But we get to come back tomorrow. He can reiterate certain points, and they don't have to have the prosecution be the last ones to get their word in, or the first and last, because I don't think they get a rebuttal after that. Just prosecution.
I believe that you said that Tory lawyer might have insinuated or asserted that in his closing that there was a struggle for the gun, right?
Yes, he did. He did. Mm-hmm.
The prosecutor's never acknowledged that ever, right?
No, and he said, I challenged the prosecution in their rebuttal to explain the pause in the gunshots. Because it went pop, pop, pause, pop, pop. He said that is where the struggle took place right there. And that makes sense to me.
Likewise.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise.
So he said, I challenge her to explain how that happened.
How did the prosecutor, did they address it? Like, I know you spoke about it, but did they address anything at the party? Did they address anything with, you know, Meg fucking her friend?
No, they completely skimmed over that. Everything it was Megan and Tory fighting, and these people's defense was Tory shot Megan because she attacked his artistry, and then basically that's how fragile his ego was. You want
that's still wrapped up, yeah. That's how they still rap
You
the closing.
yes. And I said, how stupid can you be? You want me to send if I'm a juror? You want me to send this nigga away for 22 years because you expect me to believe that he shot at a bitch 5 times because she said that his music ain't good? When we all know damn well his music is leagues ahead of her shit, anything that bitch could come up with. What would be the fucking dig? Megan don't have shit on Tory Lanez musically. Come on now. Get mad for what? Girl. Please. Now I know we're not finna act like this nigga's ego is just that fucking bruised. Like he just so full of himself that he wanna shoot a bitch for saying that you only hot because you was on Jack Harlow's phone. Shit is moronic.
I'm wondering. I know the immunity deal was literally only for the it was only for the testimony, so it's not anything that. I'm wondering, since now there's 2 different individuals. I still don't think they will, but I'm wondering if they're gonna try to, just try to stick it to Kelsey by trying to charge her for some shit.
I wonder too. I just don't think anybody will pick this bullshit up after this. It shouldn't have never gone to trial anyway. All experts and people, with qualifications in the legal aspect of shit have said that this should have never made it to a trial. So y'all gonna waste more taxpayers' dollars with this bullshit? No. And I think somebody on the prosecution needs to be fired from their job. Name starts with a K, ends with an A. Epita. Because, bitch, you suck.
Well, so this is just a theory. I have no proof of this, so this is a theory of mine. Imagine if this shit happens and within the first few days, because apparently Meg went to talk to them like the 4th day, right?
Yeah.
Maybe someone who got some influence and power may have already dealt in like politics or dealt in the judicial system at Rock Nation. Maybe they made a call over there and be like, yo, listen, our artist was shot. You guys better prosecute. Now obviously they didn't have enough evidence, but they were kind of like their arm was twisted to go forward, not only because of somebody calling over, but because of the public pressure to try to prosecute a case they didn't have enough evidence for yet.
Right. And another great point, that was made by the defense was the fact that prosecutors use DNA to send people away every day, and they argue this every day with DNA evidence, but they now want to tell you that DNA does not matter. We can overlook the black and white things that matter. And so I just could not see this man getting guilty. That just an appeal would need to be filed within 2 seconds. That everybody would need to protest. And I hate that people feel like they can't understand that this can be your daddy, your brother, your cousin, your nigga. That can be him.
So, how the hell did the prosecutor address the fact that there's no direct eyewitness that seen Tory shoot a Meg?
They only took the pieces from testimony that supported that he did. They didn't acknowledge that Mr. Kelly said that Kelsey had the gun first. They said Mr. Kelly said he was flailing his arms around with something in his hand. He shot 4 and 5 times. They only wanted to acknowledge Kelsey's September 14th interview where she said such and such. And that was to the detriment because y'all are not being transparent. That is not all that was said. You do not get to pick and choose, which people were so excited when Mr. Kelly went up there because they said, he said Tory shot her. He said Tory shot her. What he said, he did say that. But he also said Kelsey had the gun first and that she fired first and Tory was still in the fucking car when the gunshots first went off. Then everybody got out the car. Jaquan, he said that they let them fight for several minutes. But then Kelsey went back to the car after the fight spilled outside, went back to the car, and next thing you know, shots are being fired. And the driver got out the car, Tory got out the car. They admitted all of that. So you can't pick and choose what you want to take. And all of them are reliable. Even if you feel like you believe what he said, they all said something different, so you can't use it. They lied.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm wondering if I definitely know right now, Meg is probably cooking up a statement. I'm wondering if Kelsey's going to talk.
Me too.
And I'm wondering if Kelsey, again, I think some of the blowback of the narrative is going to go towards Meg. But I think if you watch this case, you're probably even inching towards saying, well, Kelsey did it. And I'm wondering if any type of vitriol and, like, hatred or, contempt from people, if she's going to get that. As
You want me to be honest? I do not think that Kelsey would get too much backlash because as a woman, these hoes sit up on Instagram issuing threats and doing all kind of shit behind, little shit like that every day. What woman wouldn't identify with getting upset because this woman not only slept with somebody behind her back, but this ain't the first time? I do not think women are going to be upset with Kelsey if they conclude that they think she did it. I really don't. I really don't. Especially black women. And y'all some fucking hypocrites if y'all do. Because y'all the first ones to, bitch, this is what I would have did, and I'll fight that hoe and I'll do all. Okay, well, that's what the fuck she did. She pulled the bitch up out that car about it.
I really want to know if there's going to be anybody probably like, on from Meg's team there tomorrow. I know she probably won't be there. But I would imagine someone would probably be there. You know what I mean? I'm thinking of, like, maybe this only happened at, like, murder trials and shit like that. But, like, usually you have people who, either supported the victim or whatever the case is, probably are hoping for a particular result. I'm wondering if that's going to be a thing.
They probably got somebody in the cut. They probably do. I'm sure, like, they probably do. There's a woman that I didn't see for the first time until Megan came through, that I saw again today during closing statements. I cannot confirm that she works with her, for her, has any relation, but I only saw her when Megan came, and she was there today.
If this shit doesn't get
legal, on the legal side.
If this doesn't get decided by, like, Friday, we got to imagine it's going to be a mistrial. Ain't no way this is going to come back after the holidays. Right?
No way.
Like, Friday is going to be the 23rd. Yeah, no way you come back for the holidays. It got to be
and deal with this bullshit.
Yeah, it got to be like a mistrial. You're not bringing them back to trial again. Too much money wasted. Just too much of too much. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think it's probably going to get – I think it's going to get wrapped up really quickly because I think these jurors who've been sleeping throughout, like, I think they realize they're hearing redundant points. They're hearing everything but the shit they really want to hear. So who saw him shoot her? None of y'all? Okay, where's the DNA? Y'all got it? Where's the actual shit that could show us? Like, real easy. So we got to be up in this goddamn interrogation room trying to, like, figure out the puzzle of how he could have shot her. No, not guilty. All right, we get the fuck on out of here. Time to go wrap Christmas gifts. I think that's just exactly how it's going to go.
Me too.
And unfortunately, I'm praying, like, tonight I'm going to say a prayer for Megan Thee Stallion. I'm praying for her healing, you know what I mean? Because, she's a human at the end of the day, but I think she might have a breakdown, and I'm going to pray for some healing for her. She's always been jumping out there, like, in the media-wise to try to kind of control the narrative. And I think if tomorrow it happens with a not guilty verdict.
I want to say that too. I'm not gonna lie. So I will not be praying for Megan tonight. But what I will say is I do hope for the best for her. And I do think that it's difficult, to deal with all of these different things that are going on. She was hurt. And that is unfortunate. And that sucks. Regardless of the circumstances, she was. And,
Hey, what's she doing? Shots at you in the court, though?
I believe so. That's how I took it. Yeah. So my whole thing is, bitch, scratch your ass and get glad. I don't know why you mad at me when you know damn well I have a foundation for what the fuck I be saying. I could see if I dry ass said some shit, but bitch, I've been right about everything I said. That bitch need to give me a Christmas gift.
Are they mad at you? Are they mad at you in Houston?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Like, squarely. I remember when this first happened, we had, like, Bun B, we had all these people who blindly jumped out in defense of her and said, you know what, we as not only black men but OGs, we need to protect this woman. She's a victim, and this other scum just shot her. And I'm wondering how they're feeling now.
Yeah, well, I ain't heard them say nothing. Poor little.
I don't think you will.
They'll act like it never happened, and that's a damn shame.
Someone says the album Daystar makes a lot of sense now.
I listened to Daystar again, and bitch, I just wanted to cry. I just felt like, bitch, I feel like, damn, this shit is so fucked up. Like, it just hit different. I loved it immediately when I heard it the first time when it came out. But I just need him to do a Who Shot You remix and put out a deluxe. That album deserves Grammys. That was an amazing body of work. Hands down. That man being able to come up with that content in that short amount of time and pour his heart into them records, and that nigga sliding on them hoes too, like, that nigga deserves some awards for that, and he didn't get the opportunity to do that because he was condemned.
Yeah, one of the good things about, especially one of the albums he did Alone at Prom joint, I think he could bring back. You know, I think that was timeless.
People love that album.
Timeless, really timeless music.
Yeah.
Hey, as far as jury instruction goes, you know, I kind of asked this question to Mo earlier, and he didn't really have an answer. So let's go with the theory, right? That they were fighting over the gun, and the gun got discharged. He's charged with 3 things: discharge the gun,
right,
assaulting Megan with the weapon.
Right.
I don't think that that's not going to get really used. But then there was the possession one, and I'm wondering if you're trying to stop someone from shooting, or you're taking away a gun from someone, at what point it becomes possession. I know obviously that the judge is going to tell the jury what the counts really mean. Did it give anything that was a little bit that stuck out to you?
No, there was nothing that was offered up that would make me feel like he should even get that. Because to sit up and say, and this is the craziest part, that could have been Tory driving. It was his driving. He was driving. That's fine. But prosecution said that it was Quan gun and it was in the console. Okay, so how the fuck y'all gonna blame him then? They still ain't his. They've only blamed it on him because he was sitting in that seat. But Megan was originally sitting in that seat. So I think when it's all said and done, that's not something that should be able to stick either. Because you ain't never proved it though. His DNA not even on that damn gun.
Unfortunately, I think that Meg, you know, if you've ever been really lit, and keep in mind, allegedly, Meg might have went through like 6-7 bottles of Henny. You know what I mean? Like, she's a now. What happens with that usually when you get to that point of like inebriation is like sometimes the night or the moments of the night is skipping. So you remember major things, but those other little moments get right. So just like how she's like, you know, oh, I looked over my shoulder and I seen him or whatever the case is. Let's just say that maybe she's seen something of the sort. I'm wondering why the prosecution didn't try to rely, or at least, you know, kind of rely on her memory a bit to kind of clean up some of the other loose things that the defense is throwing in the mix. Like, for example, the defense is kind of saying, yo, that gun came from the Louis bag, and the Louis bag was moved, or the luggage bag, whatever the case, right? Now,
it was
now, if I'm the prosecutor, I would have asked Meg, yo, Meg, why the fuck y'all move that shit? Like, come on, give us something. They ain't got nothing.
Nothing. They don't even want to acknowledge it.
And there's a picture of it being in a different position than originally stated by EJ, right?
Yeah, EJ said he put the stuff in the trunk, and it was in the back seat.
Yeah.
So
this is why I think that maybe Meg's memory of the night may not be all the way there. Because if it was, the prosecutor would not be ignoring so many gaps.
Big things. Right.
They would have. Okay, no, this is why this happened. No, they ain't get no gun out of it. No, she just took a Band-Aid out of it. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But that's not the case. The prosecutor don't know what they don't know, right. And that's just the fucking point.
You know, on one of those records, Tory says, and obviously this is a song, so it's not to be taken as a literal fact. But on one of my favorite tracks on the album, he said, "You yourself don't even know the full story. Why you let these people escalate it?" And I just really feel like, yeah, you was drunk as fuck, and you really probably don't know what the fuck happened. Now, once again, like you probably know like big pieces, but you really probably don't. You probably have misconstrued what took place. You probably really do not fucking know. And you and these stories you've been giving, bitch, make me feel like you don't, girl. It was better for y'all to say Tory shot you than Kelsey. You do get more traction when you say that. Like, let's not act like there wasn't particular people that wanted to sign that man. Like, let's cut the bullshit. Because honestly, this shit bigger than Megan, actually.
Yeah.
And it sounds okay. Let's talk about the fact that everybody meets at a Rock Nation brunch. Megan was trying to put Kelsey on him, and then she come in and swoop in and get on him. How we know they weren't advised to do so? And all this trauma bonding, you know, with we bonded over our mothers. It's just too much happenstance for me. I don't believe in coincidences. Too much. Drake said, "Don't think about it too much," but I did.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know how to call it, yo.
Okay. We're gonna see.
Yeah. One more day, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hey, listen, you know, for tomorrow, you know, I'm trying to think, you know, I'm about to hit the liquor store early. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take a shot. I'm gonna take
I just had a drink.
Megan. Take 5 Megan. I'm gonna take 5 shots for the verdict. And, you know what I mean? And I got to keep it fair. I got to take 5 shots of Tory too. You know what I mean? You know, like we got to keep it fair. Well, how do you plan to kind of I won't necessarily say celebrate, because you know I'm just saying getting this whole ordeal over with, having to get up every day, wait in the line, get in the fucking courtroom, wait for them to. Are you ready for this shit to be over? What you about to do?
I am ready for this shit to be over with. I cannot wait. If God says the same, it'll be a clean sweep, and you're gonna see a black girl standing outside waiting on Tory to come out, and I'm gonna pop that confetti from point. I swear to God. But after that, I'm gonna go back to work. You know, I don't know what people think in terms of me doing commentary on this, but I've been following this case since the day the news broke, because I was actually reporting and looking into another case that day. So I've been doing this shit for like 5 years, and the commentary, that is. And so I'll get back to just doing mob radio, and people be like, "You should have your own show." I've been having my own show. So I just like I said, I do Twitch and YouTube and Station Head. So I'll get back to that. Get back to work. You know, work don't stop.
Yeah.
I need to catch up on a lot of shit.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, this is the biggest thing so far, though.
That's why everything had to stop for it.
Yeah, this and the Gunna files.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I definitely like how I like how the defense attorney downplayed his height a bit. Say, yo, you know Tory 5'2". How the fuck you about to shoot over the goddamn?
I like that. Okay.
Hey, put a little sauce on it. Get it happening. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, I think he might downplayed Meg's height a little bit. And I heard Meg might be 6'2", built like the Liver King, allegedly. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
When I looked up and I seen that damn girl, bitch, I say, oh
Did
my
she make eye contact with you?
Huh?
Did she ever make eye contact with you?
No.
Or was she just crying too much?
No tears.
No tears.
I ain't seen not one, swear to God. I heard the sounds and I saw the faces. I ain't seen not one tear file. She dabbed her face. I ain't seen not one tear file.
Damn. On that Amber Heard shit, huh?
Yeah. I said, girl, please. It was ridiculous. But she's not the best actress, so I wasn't surprised.
Oh man, hey, you know, I'm gonna send my prayers also to Party. You know, even though I think he should be equipped to deal with some of the revelations in his trial. You know, he has a tattoo that says feminist. So, you know, hey, you got to take it. You got to take it. This is exactly what you said. But I know he going to have a hard time, you know, probably digesting some of the stuff that kind of came out in court. And also, he probably got to be there to support her.
Right. But you know what? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I just feel like this was a bad look. This was a fucking mess.
Of course.
So yeah,
I still want to watch this lie about Tory fucking. Like, why?
one lie about
Like,
something
what?
so simple. Just tell the truth. And then I don't like how she tried to play him like, because they asked her way before that on the live, you fucking with Tory? And her little friend had laughed about it. Like, bitch, why you trying to play that nigga like that? You ain't even have to answer the question. But you want to try to play him? And then it's like, y'all, she let y'all sit up there and say, oh, he's short, he this, he that. That dick wasn't too short, bitch, and everybody the same height laying down. So at the end of the day, bitch, you fucked with him. You fucked with Jonathan, aka the baby. So it looks like she like him short. I think she begin with them big ass niggas to appease y'all, and cause they look better, cause she's so damn big. But seem like to me, she like a little nigga.
Yo, honestly, I feel like the industry ready to kind of flip, and I think I don't know if people realize, even up to the point where Drake had dropped that bar. Like, I think people
Yeah.
were real at two things. She's going too hard with the victim thing, and we're having more doubts.
Yep.
Number two, really bad at sticking to a particular story, and we're starting to find out holes in what happened. And number three, like, unfortunately, you know, it feels like she wanted to cancel Tory's career more than she wanted justice. And I can
That's
say
how
that.
it felt, and it got so spiteful.
Yeah, I could say that when first I didn't even know they were fucking at that time, but that's exactly why the whole the baby thing happened. The baby had a record with Tory. He cleared it a while after they did it, and Meg, seeing that Tory was, because you know how they were doing with the blackballing, you're really blackballed if nobody else talks to you. So it's like you're at the loser table. And the baby, who was paid for the record and paid to, be in the video, actually, he just promoted, he did business. And then the way she lashed out at him, it was clear that it was more about, I don't want this motherfucker to succeed.
Exactly.
More than, hey, listen, this is the guy who abused me type thing. And that never kind of felt right, because
right.
if you're willing to just throw another man's career into the fucking garbage just to kind of uplift yourself, who knows?
Right. No, I agree. And I feel like it felt very spiteful. And for so many people to get behind that and to mistreat him was one of the most disgusting things to me, because it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. And with all of these Me Too movements and shit like that, the men in these positions that did that to him, that could be you, bitch, tomorrow. A bitch should come up and accuse you of anything. And I will hope that you will want people to at least wait to see what your side is. And they didn't do that for him. They threw
Yeah.
the wolves and said, fend for yourself, and condemned him.
Yeah. And talking about, lawsuits and things of the sort. I mean, I don't think Tory will, but I think Tory has a good case for saying, hey, listen, you may have said and did things in the industry that may have prevented me from getting a lot of money and from feeding my family.
I think it's too much money that was on the table that got lost for him not to put the energy into suing the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen somebody just mention. I also thought it was definitely bullshit. Like, they're acting like Kelsey didn't refute her statements. They're like, "Oh, let's just keep referring to this September."
Yeah,
interview.
she said it wasn't true. So what the fuck is we talking about?
Yeah, you gotta throw that shit. You gotta throw that shit out. Gotta throw that shit out, man.
Ass in the plastic bag with his trash ass. Take my.
What you got going on for the rest of the night?
I don't know. What you doing?
Listen, probably gonna get some sleep, man. I can't wait till this shit is over with. I barely got sleep.
I'm ready for this verdict. Oh, yeah, I don't know what they're gonna say. You never know.
Hey, right? You gotta go out.
Maybe, yeah.
You gotta go out, hit one note or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, by the way, I will say I definitely think Tory got to give you a Christmas gift or something, you know, and not for quote as some people might say, oh, take it aside. I think for just being unbiased, you know, because you know, honestly, you know, what media's turned into, yo, fuck the facts, let's follow the narrative, and the safe narrative is this: fuck the facts.
I want a fucking song. I want a song named Milagro, and I want that whole thing to be about me. I want a whole record on the album. I want a song.
Tory probably in the studio right now cooking it up.
I want a
Right
3-minute situation.
Hey, yo, did any of the bodyguard? Did you see Justin in there?
No, I didn't see him.
But they claim he was there.
They claim they had found him. I don't know how deep that goes. Yeah, I don't know if he was actually there. What
was Jaquan's demeanor the whole time?
Jaquan came in. He was looking around. He had on all black. He looked like he was doing security today. He came in there. He was looking around, and then he was sitting out there. People didn't recognize him. I did. So people started whispering about it. Once we got the delay, we was able to go back out the courtroom. So he was sitting, but once more people came out, he drifted off towards like the elevators, like he was going away from people. Like you could tell he did not want nobody to say nothing to him or nothing like that. He just looked kind of just like he did not want to be there. And
communication with Tory, like did he ever,
no,
you know, say what up to Tory?
A word to each other.
Really?
Yeah. Not that I saw.
Same thing with Kelsey, right?
Same thing with Kelsey. I didn't even see Kelsey making eye contact. She got up out of there so damn fast. My head spun. Yeah, we're making no eye contact.
I'm wondering why he just showed up today. Obviously, he knew that it was a possibility Tory would call him.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering what he was gonna say.
Me too. And it's no telling. Was you gonna say like what did you see? I'm very interested. But you know what? I'm glad the Wayne take the chance. Because you never know. Sean Kelly got his ass up there and said he thought they was trying to kill a bitch and throw her in the river. I said, child, hell no.
Did he say that bullshit on Cross, or said it like when Tory was like, you know, having to be in question?
I believe he said that to the prosecution. I will fact check my notes, but I believe he said that to the prosecution. And his story did not change until he interviewed with them. He ain't never say no shit like that.
And that's the problem. I think with even Jaquan, the prosecutor, you don't even want to, you don't even want to get them to the prosecution. I mean, the prosecutors, they're desperate at this point. Fuck it. Because if you ask me, you know what I think he was going to say?
What?
I was going to say, listen, I heard something that sounded like a gun. I ain't see it. I did break up a fight. They were both drunk. I helped bring one of them to the car, right. And I kept stopping them from. Also, while I was driving, I kept telling them, "Chill out, yo. You know, I'm not pulling over." Then I eventually pulled over. I think
bring up another good point that the defense made in relation to Jaquan. Jaquan had 0 gunshot residue on him, but Sean Kelly says everyone was struggling over the weapon when it went off. So if they claim that it goes 18 feet, while Jaquan didn't have it on him, that is something else that physically supports the claim that those men were in the car.
Yeah. I felt Sean Kelly was the best neutral. He was going to be the best neutral witness, but then once he started saying the shit, saying that he's seen a nigga shooting in the air, he's seen like everybody beating on the girl, I'm like,
Right. Like, hell no. I thought he was too. Because I read the transcripts and I saw what he said there. So I was like, oh, okay. All that extra shit he said, I said, bitch, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
They said Kelsey was compromised. The whole damn LAPD that came up there was compromised. Everybody y'all called up there, bitch, obviously was compromised if that's what we doing. Because they played real stupid when defense across.
I mean, obviously Stockton was compromised. If the nigga, listen, you got to think about this. You get called to investigate some shit that happened in the wee of the night, and basically these people are blitzed out of their mind.
Okay.
And you don't even take that into account. You don't ask them how much they drank. You don't do anything with that information. Like,
You don't look
you
at
don't.
her. You don't. This is 2022. You don't look at her Instagram. You're not keeping up with what she's saying as it pertains to this case. Y'all can't tell if Tory posted what. Y'all not even checking IP addresses. Y'all not following up. I mean, what kind of raggedy ass investigation was this? And that's exactly why y'all lost this motherfucking case. I don't give a fuck what the damn verdict say. That nigga did not do this shit. I don't care.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I ran a poll. So I ran a poll today, right?
What they say?
10,000 people voted.
Oh, we.
I said, do you think Tory is guilty or not? 10,000 votes. The majority voted for Tory. You want to hear the percentage?
Yes.
93% said that Tory was innocent.
Ooh-wee.
7% said they believe he was guilty.
Oh.
And granted, we're not the Tory, but we're pretty much like we're taking all information. You tell us, taking all information. We're reading all the tweets that Megan Cuniff and James and whatever, like everybody's putting out.
Mm-hmm.
And the consensus is, man, y'all wasting that nigga time. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all wasting that nigga time. Point blank, period.
Literally. Wasting that nigga time.
Yeah, 93 fucking.
Now, hell. 93%.
That leads me to believe, just on a range of probability, that if they have 12 random people vote,
that majority
and those
say the same thing.
Yeah, and those people are not biased, and also they probably seen some of the wide ranges of things, or they, everybody's gonna have sensibilities towards certain parts versus others. It appears that this should be an easy verdict return for not guilty.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. And they definitely got told about what beyond a reasonable doubt means, which means that it ain't no, oh yeah, nah, I think it could have went down like this, or nah, this, none of that. See, you know, you don't know. Fuck that shit. But yeah.